I'm going to break down step by step everything you need to know to get started with AI influencers for the sake of AI OnlyFans management. I use AI influencers for AI OFM, and you should too, because no matter what, at the end of the day, you're selling a product. So whenever you're using AI and the product can be whatever you want it to be, there's no reason to shoot yourself in the foot and sell something stupid like a $300 pillow or a selfie stick that can jerk you off. Sex sells. Every other company out there is trying to convince you that using their product feels like having sex, or using their product is going to get you laid somehow. So whenever you have the option to sell sex directly, you would have to be stupid to pass that up. I'm telling you this because so many people come into this not even believing in the business model, when at the end of the day, it's just sales. They don't believe that anyone has ever made any money with this, let alone that they themselves could make money with this. So I'm telling you, this is a real business model when it's done correctly. You're probably not going to get rich selling vitamins with an AI influencer. The real money is in adult content, subscriptions, and chatting. Before we get into the full process, I'm going to show you what this actually looks like. So for the last 30 days, I'm at just under $40,000. If I look at today alone, it's only 3 p.m. and I'm at just about 900. And if we switch over, you could see actually these last 30 days have been kind of slow because this whole year, I'm just over $200,000. So if you want your earnings to look like this, here's how you do it correctly. So here's everything we're going to be going over. We're going to start with how to create your model, and then we're going to talk about some outdated methods. So if you're looking at other videos, you don't waste your time with stuff that we don't do anymore. We're going to follow that up with a few more things that you shouldn't do. And then we'll talk about setting up your profile, marketing your model, and making money through chatting. All right, so we're going to get started with making your model. So first off, this is one of my models, and this is why you should listen to me. So this was posted a day and a half ago. We just broke 2 million views on it. I'm going to show you later in the video how I made this exact post. So keep watching. I'm going to show you start to finish how I made this post that got me 2 million views in a day. But to start off with, we're going to go over how to make your own model. So there is a tool I'm going to use a little bit throughout this tutorial. It's called Doll Factory, and it is my own tool. You do not have to use Doll Factory. You can use ChatGPT, you can use WaveSpeed, you can use Kling. Everything I'm going to teach you works no matter what tool you're using. I use my own tool because I like it. It's my tool. I built it to be made for AI models. You know, it is uncensored and it works how I like it. But no matter what you're doing, you can use whatever tool you like. Everything still applies. So just to prove that, I made a model with ChatGPT. So this is just, you could get the however much it is, $5 a month ChatGPT subscription and make an image just like this. So it takes nothing to get started. You don't have to use my software. And this is the prompt I used just so you could copy it. Make a picture of a beautiful woman. You could describe her hair, her eyes, you know, her race, her, you know, ethnicity, whatever you want. Just go for casual selfie style, because the style that you create these reference images with is going to persist into the rest of your content. So if your first photo is a professional headshot, you're going to have a really hard time shaking that as you make other photos, because you're using that reference as a reference for all of the rest of your posts. So get a style, get an outfit, get a look that is going to be close to what she looks like all the time, and you'll have a much easier time making your content with that reference photo. So once you have one reference photo you like, you're going to use a prompt like this. I'm going to just hang out here for a second so you could write this down and copy it, and get a few variations of this photo. So edit this up a little bit, get some different outfits, get some different angles. So in this case, maybe her head is in the same angle every time. You maybe would want to change that up. But change your outfit, get some full body photos so you have a reference for what her body looks like, what her weight looks like, and what her features are. And just get a little collection of photos. You don't need a ton. We're going to get into how it used to be. You used to need to make like 20 photos like this, and it was way harder to make these photos. But now just like 3, 4, or 5 is enough. Even one's enough, but it's better to have some variation because it's going to keep her from looking exactly the same in every photo. So if you do just start with one single photo, it's going to kind of, her hair will look very similar. Her head angle is going to look very similar in every photo. If you have some variation, and again, these probably aren't the best examples because she is in a similar angle every time, but if you can get some different kinds of hair, some different poses, then you're going to get more varied outputs that stick less to one single style. So make a few variations of your model and then just save those to your computer, keep them forever, and that's going to be like the soul of your model. So let's hop over and explain quickly how it used to be. So before, you would need to make these photos to begin with by either stealing other people's content and face swapping it, which is thankfully an era that's totally past. It is so easy now to just make photos with ChatGPT. There's no need, no good reason to steal content. All it does is put you at risk. So just make your own model and you'll be very safe, totally from AI. So we used to have to face swap. We used to have to rent GPUs or own. I had a $5,000 PC that I would use to make my own content. You don't need that anymore. Now I use my MacBook for everything and my phone. We would use companies like RunPod to rent GPUs for up to $5 an hour. Can't believe we used to do that. You'd have to make these dog shit. I mean, look how bad these pictures look. They look so glossy. The skin is so shiny. And the faces all have these kind of same features. So you would have to make these different variations of images. You would have to use like videos to kind of like pose them and then take a screenshot of the video. It was so hard to get consistent photos. And then you would train them in these LoRa training gyms and like upload all this training data. It would take hours and hours to train, and it would cost like 10 or 20 bucks every time you wanted to do it. And then you would use that in these comfy UI workflows. This was my personal workflow I would use whenever I was at the height of this. And it was just for generating tons of content. So tedious, so complicated to use. It's so plug and play now. The tools that we use now are just conversational. You talk to them like you're talking to, you know, your mother or your father. You just conversate with them. There's no technical ability needed. It's so easy compared to how it used to be. So don't let anybody tell you that you need to do this. If you hear the word LoRa, which is what we were training here, that like kind of old soul of the model. If you hear the word LoRa, if you hear the word comfy UI, click off the video. This is outdated information. This is like a year old at this point. I started this over a year ago, and this is what I was doing at the beginning. This information is outdated. So there's no need to do this anymore. This is so expensive. Anyone who's trying to teach you how to do this is trying to intimidate you with how difficult this looks so that they could sell you something. So do not fall for that. Don't use Comfy UI. There's no need to use Comfy UI for anything anymore. It's outdated. So with that being said, as far as what not to do for content creation and how things used to be, here is some more things about what you should not do. So don't waste your time and money. There's a few ways people waste their time and money. One of them is by just starting without thinking about it. So, or they think that they're thinking about it, but really you're being an idiot. So an example of that would be like, I'm gonna make a hot girl. My model is gonna be a hot blonde bikini model, and that's your idea, right? Some people say that a niche isn't important, and they are bullshitting you. They're saying that because they want you to lose so they can kill the competition. If your model is a blonde bikini model, you're competing with 20 million real women, and then who knows how many AI women. So your model is not unique and not interesting. So there's a high supply of real blonde bikini model content out there, and there's low demand for it. Porn is free. Anyone can go to Pornhub and type in hot blonde girl and find what they're looking for. You need to find something that is in high demand but low supply. So things like police officers, ICE agents, soldiers. These are things where there is a huge demand for content like this, but no real self-respecting police officer would be able to be an OnlyFans model and not get fired from their job. So there's this high demand for it. I mean, people are cosplaying and role-playing as police officers in adult content all the time. But to be a real police officer on your account and then sell adult content, that's, you know, really does well. And you're only competing with other AI models in this case. So don't go out and make a cop model and think that you cracked the code. You know, it's not the only thing that works, and it's not always going to work, but keep that in mind. You know, try to think of stuff where it's something that is very desirable and there's no actual supply of it. Another thing that's going to waste your time is ultra high effort content. So there's no reason to make content like what this guy's showing here in this video, where he has this crazy ass workflow with like these huge paragraphs, and they're using references from each shot and like product references, and they're trying to show different items. There's no need to do anything like this. This is a waste of time, because in the time it takes you to make something like this, you could have made 10 other simpler reels and gotten more reach across those 10 reels than this one reel would get you. It's expensive. You're going to be using tools like VO3, which costs like $5 or $6 for a single video. There's just no need. It's too expensive, and it doesn't convert well. Having like vlog style content or Get Ready With Me, where it takes you like hours to edit them and hundreds of credits to make them, so you know, $10, $20 to make every video, there's no need. These don't convert as well as just simple selfie style videos, videos where your model's following trends, videos where she's just dancing in her room, videos with just a silly caption on the screen. For the same time, money, and effort, making more videos like that will get you more success than one more complicated video. Videos like these are for people who are trying to sell real products with AI models. So like e-commerce products, dropshipping products, beauty products. They're playing a totally different ballgame than you, so don't get distracted. And then another thing that trips people up at the beginning is worrying about creating adult content too soon. You will not need adult content for your model until at least 1 month, maybe 2 months after your first post on Instagram. Trying to make adult content before you have a solid audience on Instagram is like trying to learn how to drift a car before you've learned how to take it out of park. You're gonna have a much easier time if you just start with what you actually need to do at the beginning. It's the easiest part, and then just work your way up to adult content whenever it's time. So with that being said, let's hop over to the first steps you're gonna take when setting up your Instagram. So the first and most important thing is gonna be getting a new phone with a new phone plan. Do not use your personal phone for this. I've learned it the hard way, and so have many other people. If you're using your own phone for this, one of two things could happen. One, your personal account gets banned and you lose your business because of it. Or two, your business account gets banned and you lose your personal account because of it. Both of these are a huge pain in the ass. There's no reason to risk it, especially when you can get a used iPhone on Amazon for like less than $200. Just do always go with an iPhone. They're a lot harder to emulate, so Instagram trusts them a lot more than an Android, even though Androids can be cheaper. And then once you get your new phone, you're gonna create a new plan for it as well. Never connect your new phone to your home Wi-Fi. Meta is able to handle people uploading hundreds of hours of high quality videos to the platform every single minute. So if they can handle that, there's no reason to assume that they can't also track data about Wi-Fi networks your phone is connected to, IP addresses your phone is connected to, all the accounts in your account center. You should assume they're tracking everything about you. So if you're connecting to Instagram on your home Wi-Fi with your personal phone, and then you get this new phone and connect it to your home Wi-Fi as well, you might as well have just not even got the new phone. You totally fucked it. Keep it on data all the time and never connect it to home Wi-Fi. So once you have your new phone with your new data plan, you're gonna warm up the account. People like to make this really complicated and act like there's like certain little actions you have to take at every step and you have to have like a timer going pretty much. Don't overthink it, don't overcomplicate it. Just act like a normal person on Instagram for a few days before posting. So that means open the account, scroll around for a few minutes here and there, close Instagram, do it again the next day, just like a normal person. There's no specific actions, but just don't try and trick the algorithm. You're not smarter than the $3 trillion algorithm that Meta's built. There's no way you can trick it. Doing anything like following and then unfollowing a bunch of people or spamming likes on a bunch of comments is just gonna get your account flagged early on. You're gonna fuck it. You're gonna have to get a new phone and a new data plan. So just behave for 2 or 3 days and then you can start posting. While you're waiting, you could set up your account. So there's gonna be 3 account setup steps. The first is just setting up your profile, your bio, your profile photo. Have a profile photo that shows off pretty much exactly this. You wanna have it show your model's face clearly and a bit of her chest, and you want it to be kind of distinct in a way that she doesn't look just like every other model on Instagram. Down the line, whenever you're ready to start directing traffic over to FanView, you could set up a landing page. So in this case, I always recommend using LinkMe. People like to recommend other landing pages, but my take on this is look at accounts like Sophie Rain or Jamie Liz Smith or any other giant OnlyFans creator who has millions of dollars on the line and a team of 20 people helping with their account. They're all using LinkMe. If there was something that was better, they would use it. So as of right now, LinkMe is the safest bet for your landing page. Keep it kind of PG, but also a little bit suggestive, but just nothing too explicit because Meta does scrape these landing pages. So make sure that it's nothing that's too explicit. Also, LinkMe is going to recommend having other links on your landing page. They're going to say, hey, put your YouTube and put your X and put your Reddit on your landing page. Don't do that. People are going to click your landing page. They're going to see a Reddit link and they're going to think, wow, I was about to pay money, but now I can go to Reddit and probably get it for free. And even if they don't, now they're on Reddit looking at porn and they've totally forgotten about your model. Don't direct people away from your landing page. LinkMe recommends this because it helps with your account safety. So what you can do is add links to things that no one in their right mind would click on, like links to donate to charities or anything else that someone who's trying to jerk off would never actually do. And the last thing you'll set up down the line is going to be your fan view. So you should have your banner, which should be kind of similar to your landing page, your profile photo, which should be kind of similar to your profile photo on Instagram. Not the same, but just enough so that they understand it's the same person. And then you could see a few stats about the model on the landing page. These are the amount of posts that they have. So make sure you actually do post on your wall every single day once you start with your fan view so that people see there's actually a reasonable amount of content and it's not like she posted 3 times and then abandoned this. People are also able to see, not in this screenshot, but you'll be able to see when the last post was posted. So that's why it's so important to post every single day, because they'll see posted 3 hours ago and they'll think, wow, she's online right now. I could talk to her right now, versus she posted 7 weeks ago and probably I'm not talking to her. There's some robot talking to me. So that's a reason to post every single day on FanView. But that is pretty much the deal with account setup. All right, so we're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit with this. Before you can actually worry about driving people from Instagram to your landing page and then from your landing page over to FanView, you have to actually get people to want to watch your Instagram. So let's talk about marketing. So for marketing, there's 2 main kinds of content you're gonna make. The first is gonna be with growth in mind, and the other is for conversions. Now, these are just rules of thumb. You could make reels that are targeted at conversions. You could make carousels targeted at growth. But as a rule of thumb, this is kind of how they're going to work. So let's talk about Reels. When most people are on Instagram, they're watching Reels. Reels get shown to non-followers more so than carousels, as a general rule of thumb. I would assume that until you see data on your own account that can prove you otherwise. So if you're trying to grow your account, you should post Reels. Here's that reel I posted the other day. I just talked about it at the beginning of the video. This was posted at this point when I took the screenshot 1 day ago, about 2 million views, and this got me about 3,000 followers, I believe. So 3,000 followers in 1 day from a single reel, that's what Reels are going to do for you. So we're going to pause for a second, and I'm going to show you this video on how I made this reel from start to finish. This was originally a live call with my inner circle. I held this call as soon as I saw the idea for this reel going viral. So the first thing I did was share it with my inner circle and tell them how to do it start to finish, from ideation to making the images to making the video to editing. So it's all going to be in here. So we're going to watch that now, and then I'll see you whenever you get back. All right. So we're going to be going through how to make a post like this. So I think this is a really good idea because these have a ton of viral potential outside of, being an AI model centered post. People just love to, this is just the same post twice. People love to kind of gossip about this. And it makes it even better if you have kind of an unattractive, like how these girls are a little heavier set, girl sneering, because the comments are going to be things like talking about how jealous she is, which is going to be complimenting your model by comparison. Let's see, yeah, jealousy. There we go. Envy and jealousy. Angry Donuts making fun of her. Pure jealousy. Mad they're not in perfect shape. So perfect example of the kind of thing to do. Use kind of an uglier, heavier set person sneering. Here's another example of the same thing. Yeah, perfect. Really cool, like really ugly looking face that she makes. So, and then having the model be in that ridiculous outfit. You also get comments that are like, they're probably looking at her because she's dressed like, a whore in public. Yeah, respect and morals, saying that, yeah, seeking attention. So a bunch of really cool ways to get engagement on posts like these. Great idea. Really like them. So we're going to go through how to make one. So let's just take a peek at these start frames. We could just try the simplest thing to try to start, which would be taking a screenshot of the first frame and just using recreate, which I might do with this one. So we'll go for that. Open up a new chat. I'm going to just recreate we'll use Miss Maya for this example. I'm going to we'll try GPT image 2, which has just been my favorite, but might have an issue. Oh, you know what else I'm going to mention here, actually? Recreate with Maya, no text. We're in the proper aspect ratio. Should be good to go. So we'll give that running. And then we'll also just do a Dream one because it might not like the outfit here. So give that a shot. And then we'll also go for a manual prompt just while we're at it. So I'm going to say, make a photo with Maya. She is standing. I'm not going to say at the bottom of an escalator, actually, because there's a few things I've learned over, months and months, about a year at this point, of making content, which is phrases that just don't work. So if you say bottom of stairs or bottom of escalator, 9 out of 10 times you're going to get a view of POV from the bottom of the stairs looking like out. So it's not the view we want. So I'm going to say make a photo of Maya. We'll put the escalator in the background. It seems weird that I'm like saying we're going to have an escalator, but we're seeing an escalator in both of these posts. It adds some real good motion. Like, it keeps you watching in a way that makes it interesting. There's that visual interest of the movement. So I think it is an important part of the post. If it's giving us trouble, we won't do it. But compared to just having nothing in the background, having something moving like the escalator does make the post a little more interesting to watch. So photo of Maya, we'll say she's wearing a revealing goth outfit, lots of skin, showing far. I'm gonna say she's far away. What else could we say? It's pretty good so far. Lots of skin showing. She is okay, let's see. there are two heavy, let's say chubby girls in hoodies behind her, near her, escalator behind her. Let's give that a shot. Just to get that revealing outfit in there. Another way to go about that too could be to mention in the recreate that the outfit is very revealing. So looking at this one, it didn't get the women, so we could add that in. We'll do that. So just when you're doing a recreate, you can always prompt for it a little bit too. So I can say recreate with Maya, no text. Two chubby women behind her, walking towards her. Escalator right behind her. Her outfit is very revealing. So this is a way I like to work a lot, where I will just, rather than doing, this is more for the demonstration to just kind of show what our different options are going to get us. But I do like to generally work kind of how we did here. So I'll give it a shot with recreate, see what it got wrong, and then tweak the prompt and give it another shot. So pretty cool.
That's pretty funny.
Pretty funny. So what we can do to fight this is actually describe the woman more, because considering what the input it's getting is the all of the reference photos, it doesn't know who Maya is. So it's just, I'm saying two chubby girls, it's getting a bunch of pictures of girls as references, so it's going to, make her look like the girls. So we can change that by giving more specific descriptions of appearances. While I'm at it, and I'm looking at this, I want to show you guys something that's changed a little bit recently. So if you do have a failure due to, this was the one we tried with GPT, there's an easy way to retry it with Seedream now. Just a single button click will retry that same thing with Seedream. So you could pretty much get, slightly lower quality results, but almost guaranteed to work with recensored it. Guaranteed to work without being censored. Or there's this really nice edit message button, and you can go ahead and change your prompt a little bit. In this case, because it was a recreate, actually, I should probably change that. But also changing your active references. So if you were to make a nice detailed prompt, send it off, and it fails, and you're like, what the fuck? It'll explain to you, hey, actually, you might have a nude reference of your model here. You could just unselect that, send it again, and simple as that. So much easier to retry if you're getting failures. It explains a little bit about what happened and why. So that is that. Yeah, I don't think these are worth messing with. I don't think any of these are worth doing. This is a pretty, oh, she's got the phone here. This one is pretty close. She's got a bit of a funky eye. I think this might actually be our guy. Because once the video starts, we could have her looking at the phone. It'll fix that funky eye. And we have these bigger women. I'm going to go ahead and try this one. It's a little sterile. I'm going to try with this, and then I'm going to try one more time to get a new start image using another method, and we'll try that as well. So I'm going to get this video started, and then we'll go from there. So for the video, I'm going to say the subject stands still and looks at her phone. The two chubby girls walk past her. The chubby girls give the, I'm going to say the Asian girl, a dirty look, sneering. Then the chubby girls look at the camera, because that was kind of the flow we got here. This was very cut up, but we can hopefully get them to give her a dirty look. And then they kind of look at the camera, and you can get that nice kind of screenshot right there. So I'm going to say turn towards the camera with a disgusted look on their face. And I'm going to also change dirty look to mean, or maybe angry. Yeah, let's do. So that would be my little video prompt. Throw in handheld camera And I will go for Kling 3.0, 10 seconds. We don't need sound. Give this a shot. Awesome. All right. Get that going. And then the other thing I'm going to try to get just a little bit of a better starting image here is I'm going to, and this has been a really fun workflow of mine. I really enjoy doing things this way because you get that really good like GPT realism without any censorship. If you make a GPT image first and then uncensor it later with Seadream. So Recreate with Maya, no text. Distribute Hunter, work towards Hunter. How outfit is, I'm going to just use my favorite word with GPT, which is appropriate. You can get away with a lot with GPT by saying the word appropriate. You could pretty much say, she's naked in bed, boobs, vagina, keep it appropriate. And it'll give it a shot. You know, it really likes to, if you say keep it appropriate, it'll give it a solid try usually. So we'll see if that works. If not, then we'll just see how this result turns out. But my game plan with this is pretty much get a nice realistic image with GPT and then give it a Seadream edit. I even find that this will be cheaper in the long run to do these multiple edits than it would be to try with Seadream from the start, because it's either going to nail it or it's not with GPT, and then you can do your edit. Whereas with Seadream, usually I end up turning my batch size up and trying again and again and again. GPT almost always one-shots things, so let that go. Yeah, they look sufficiently different. A way I probably could have avoided having clones of her would be to say two chubby and then give another description. So like two chubby Middle Eastern women, or, you know, a chubby woman with, you know, Ukrainian features and blonde hair, and, you know, like give her more descriptive features there would help with that. So if these are some losers, then that's what we'll do. I think just while we're waiting for right now, though, that's pretty much all I have to say. So I'll just go ahead and pause and we'll catch up. All right, we have our Kling result, so let's take a peek. Let's give it a second to buffer. Let's go to a little bar. My toolbar has gotten in the way of my play button. Oh my goodness. I feel like with some good cutting, we could definitely make that work. I don't love how she's not looking at her phone. I thought I actually prompted for that. I think with some editing we could make this work. This isn't garbage. I don't love her expression, but we could definitely get that really good shot where you stop here and close up on the face like we had in the original reel. I would say this is not first place, but definitely trial reel material. So now we're just waiting on this GPT result. Yeah, we can get that good shot there. You don't need much footage. There's a lot of good cuts and stuff. I like how she's smiling. It makes her like the good guy more. Maybe I would change that because I don't like this. The mean look is getting carried over to the main model here, so she kind of just looks like a bitch. You don't really want to side with her either, you know. Yeah. Definitely not a my favorite thing I've ever made, but not a loser for sure. We could definitely make this work. So.
Wait, scroll up just ever so slightly.
Yeah.
No, too far up. I think the what do you call it? The rope is going onto the stairs too.
Oh, that's a good catch. Yeah, it does just go to nowhere. I think we could still win with it if we were to start the video right around here, where there's someone in front of it. That comes back. Yeah, we could with some editing. This could work. It doesn't have to be garbage. I would tweak it and try again if it wasn't so pricey for oh man, we lost with this. If it wasn't so pricey with Kling 3.0. Because we're losing with this recreate, it might not like something about the description of the girl here. We could actually just try that prompt we tried earlier here with GPT. I think 2 chubby girls in hoodies behind her, near her. The girls near the subject are both, let's say, Middle Eastern. I'm going to say the Asian girl. So just to give a differentiation so that it understands, like, okay, the subject, the one we're providing examples of is the Asian girl. We'll try that. And then we need to change the, I'll just say a cute outfit. Remove our bit of inappropriate stuff. She's far wearing a cute outfit. There are 2 triples nice behind her here. Okay. One last shot with GPT. See what we get. If it is bunk, then we'll go with this.
What was the, like, could you mind if I take a picture of the prompt you used for the video?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I could tweak that one a little bit?
Yeah, again, I wouldn't use exactly this. Some changes I would make is I would say, then smiles at camera cutely.
I made one. It looks okay.
Okay.
But I feel like I could probably edit it up a little bit. Let me. Guess I'll send it here.
I'm gonna.
Actually, no. I can just send it to support, and then you could just. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We have.
Well, yeah, actually.
Our... Sorry.
Oh, if you're recording, my bad. I was gonna say I'm pretty much good too.
Sure. Yeah, whatever. So. If you need to piece out, go for it. I'm gonna just finish this up. You can always watch the recording if you'd like to see how it looks. But this is what I was saying about the GPT images. I mean, it's just fucking blows Seedream out of the water. These are so good. So I'm probably gonna go for this one. So then what I would do is change over to Seedream, and then just slutter up a little bit. You know, change this outfit. So I would just say the Asian girl with short hair is wearing a slutty goth outfit. Lots of skin showing, posing cutely. Something like that. And we're going to maintain, because already, like, what Seedream is great at is copying what's already there. You know, it keeps things very consistent. It's not great at creating whole new scenes, you know, but because we already have this very realistic scene in place, good lighting that's consistent, makes sense. If we keep everything else the same and we're just changing that outfit, we're going to get a really good result. It's going to look like it was generated with GPT, but it's going to be, you know, without the GPT censorship. So, yeah, I think this is definitely our winner for this. So I will let this ride for a second. It won't take too long because it's Seedream. And maybe I was gonna throw the other one in a CapCut, but I don't think I will. We're kind of running over on time already. So I think we'll just get the image here. I'll probably throw a similar prompt in with a couple adjustments for the video. Here we go. I don't love the outfit, but you can see how it's kept that same realism, which is really nice. So maybe I'll change up. Let's do revealing. And then the video. She actually doesn't even have a phone. There we go. Okay, that's closer to the kind of crazy, eye-catching, outrageous look we're going for. So this is a little much, but I think goth bikini might have been a little too much. But again, we have this super realistic image with something that GPT would never, ever, ever be happy making. So this has been a great toolbox, a great tool to have in your toolbox to make an image with GPT, edit it with Seadream, and get a great image like this. So I think I'm going to just pause the recording until I find an image I like, and then I'm going to run a video, and I'll just catch you guys whenever the video is done generating. All right, we have a couple results. This one I've almost thought about using, but it's just a little too extreme. If you push too far out into the world of make-believe, then it is easier to suspect that it's fake. So I'm going to go for something a little more subtle. I think this is a good one. This one is also pretty good. I like how she's kind of short. I think it makes her kind of cuter, but I think this one makes a little more sense as far as the actual size that she is. This would make her like 4 feet tall. So we go for this one. But still, just like what I was saying about using Seadream with GPT, like this, you would never get this with GPT, this level of uncensoredness, but you would never get this level of realism with Seadream. So they really go together well. Big fan of doing things this way. So anyways, I'm going to toss this in, and I'm going to use this prompt I've written up here. Okay, make a video where I explicitly describe the Asian girl so that it understands. I can even say the goth Asian girl stands still, smiles cutely at the camera, poses cutely. 2 chubby girls walk past her. The chubby girls give the Asian girl a mean look, sneering. Then the chubby girls turn towards the camera with a disgusted look on their face. Asian girls notice them as they walk by. This is going to be exactly what we want. So I'm going to use Kling 3.0 as much as it hurts, but I think that this is going to be a good one. So simple as that. We will send it off. Make a 10-second video. It's going to be $1.50 pretty much, and I will catch you whenever that's ready. All right, we're back with the result. Watching it together for the first time here. Let's take a peek. Okay, already I like it more. Kind of weird. We get the dirty look. Did they look at there we go. Okay, we got it. We get our dirty look at the camera. Still not the most natural, but the start, much better for sure. Could probably cut to that. I would actually probably cut her out of this and do kind of how they did in the one here. Let's watch that first look. Whenever she first gives the look, they kind of cut really close in like that. I would do that to where the model is invisible, just to keep this kind of weird eye contact thing out. And then that's a killer look. That's perfect. So I think this is definitely a winner over the other one. I'm going to be saving this and posting this. So I'm going to send this recording in the call recordings, and all of the prompts should be right there for you guys to copy. So I hope that it was helpful. All right, so now you know how to make good reels. Now it's time to talk about making bad reels. So trial reels are a fantastic tool that Instagram introduced a few months ago. They are reels that are only shown to your non-followers. The idea is that you can test content with this, but you can abuse this system and post a ton of trial reels and only have them shown to non-followers, which is what you want. You want new people seeing your content and coming over to your account. So trial reels should be low effort, quick to make, and non-repetitive. You can't just post the same video with a different caption. It has to be something different. So it has to be very formulaic, but not too formulaic. So it's kind of nuanced. So I'm going to go over another live call where I talk about how to make good trial reels. This is, again, a recording from a live call with my inner circle. We'll watch that, and then we'll move on to conversion content. Hey, just a quick video about trial reels. So trial reels are reels that are only shown to your non-followers. And that's sweet because when you look at your normal types of content, you're optimizing for non-followers. You check your stats and you're like, you want to see a high percentage of non-followers looking at your content. So you can guarantee your stuff's getting shown to non-followers by using trial reels. The downside of that, though, is you're not going to have that pocket of people who really enjoy your content looking at it right away and kind of helping that content get pushed out to the explore page. So it's a little harder to get trial reels that grow quickly, but the algorithm is really smart and it does know who's going to like your content, and eventually it is going to find people who like to see your trial reels, and you'll be able to get consistent high views even with trial reels who are getting shown to a cold audience every single time. So a couple things to talk about with what to do and do not do with trial reels. One thing to do is post 20 every single day. So you used to be able to post 100 trial reels every day. That limit has been lowered to 20, but you want to try and hit that limit if you reasonably can during normal waking hours. So that ends up being over 1 an hour because obviously you're not going to be awake for 24 hours a day, and you don't want to post in the middle of the night. So you're going to try and post maybe every 45 minutes, half an hour, which is insane. You can't do that like engagement around that time. Like you can't be posting every half an hour, engaging 15 minutes before and 15 minutes afterwards. That would just, then you'd be right in, be time to engage again for the next post. And engagement doesn't matter because the point of engagement is getting people to come to your profile and see your posts that you've just made, right? That's why we do like a bit of engagement around every time we post. So it's fine. Don't worry about liking or commenting or scrolling at all for trial reels. It's okay to open the app, post, and close the app. So just pretty much every time you think of it, post a trial reel. You shouldn't post several at a time. Try and spread them out a little bit. Maybe 2 at a time, but definitely don't just post all 20 within a few minutes of each other. So with that being said about posting 20 a day, a couple of do nots are: do not post the same video with different text. Don't post the same caption on every reel. And then even usually you'd be able to regenerate like use the same prompt but get different outputs and then just post all those. But now we're seeing stuff like this, or this little notification about this trial reel. We're not going to get much reach, not being shown to many people because it looks like something you've shared before. So this is happening more and more if you're posting overly similar content. So try and vary the types of content you're posting. So what kind of content can you post? To keep up that volume, right? You can't burn out and you can't burn credits. You want to be efficient with your credits. I'll just say your money. I'm not going to say credit and try to make it seem like it's this thing. Like your money. You have to be smart about how you spend your money. So don't make difficult trial reels. So find something that's easy to create and you can very quickly blast out. And you want to have a high success rate with making that kind of content. So high success rate means like you prompt once and you get a result that's usable like almost every time. You want to find something where it's like, okay, this is a prompt that is easy to, it works well with my model and I get good results very consistently. And then you want to just kind of blast content like that. So we'll talk a little bit about different kind of content you can post for trial reels. You want it to be something you could just very quickly, without thinking, post, because you're going to be posting every chance you get. I mean, whenever I was working a day job, it was like beginning of coffee break, I would post a trial reel. After coffee break, I'd post a trial reel. And then between coffee break and the next actual break, I would like head to the bathroom to take a piss and I'd post a trial reel while I was like washing my hands. So, it was like every time you can possibly squeeze one in, you're going to do it. So it has to be fast though. So here's a few examples. This account, well, I'm going to talk about this account first, but then we'll go through a ton of examples on this account. So this is just a random account, 450 followers, but they have these, I saw a post like this from them and I see this as a trial reel a lot. So these like follow bait. So I also see as trial reels a lot stuff like, hey, admitting this is a trial reel. This is only shown to people who don't follow me. What's wrong with my account? Why don't you follow me? Something to get them to engage with you and go to your account. These work pretty well as trial reels. These aren't trial reels because I could see them on their page, obviously, but this kind of like follow bait post is good. But this account here, so that's even thinking about it a little more than you need to. This account here, I'm going to send you a link to this account. I'll put it in your chat right now. This account is like a gold mine for what your trial reel should look like. So she's in the same room in every single one. So they're definitely just using the same like image and posing her again and again. So try that if it's easy, but be careful if you start getting that warning about similar content. You might have to mix it up a little bit. But generally, like this is what your trial reel feed is going to look like. You're going to have very similar content, and you're going to have a caption that has nothing to do with what is happening on screen. And another killer thing that this account is doing is these are pictures. So this is like what I was saying about being smart with the way you spend money. Some of them, they are making a video, but it's a very simple video. Like she's just, not even, they probably barely used a prompt. They probably just said like, make her move, but a lot of them are images. So if it is a video, it's definitely not a specific thing they're trying to get her to do, where they're trying to make that video again and again and again. Very simple, but mostly just still images being posted as reels. These are cheap to pump out. So there's no, for 20 a day, you're not spending, if you're spending using Seedream 4.5, every one of these is going to be a banger pretty much. It's just a room pose. So even let's say 75% times, and it's 6 credits for Seedream times 20. So 90 credits a day. That's like one video. So, less than one motion control video. So it's not a huge expense to post 20 trial reels a day. And then this account is a gold mine for captions. I'll also send you this. It's an older document at this point. I haven't updated it in a while, but I have a document full of trial reel captions I'll send you as well. But generally just captions where it has nothing to do with what's happening on screen are going to do pretty well. So this is the kind of stuff you want to post for trial reels. I'm going to post this in the account inspiration channel as well on the Discord. And then last thing, this is Jake's account. And this is a trial reel concept that has done really, really well for him. So just viral songs with these like, who would you choose, ABC? These kill for engagement. So this actually was a trial reel originally, but it's he posted it to his main account accidentally. But these are doing really, really well for him, and people are copying this and doing really, really well on their accounts as well. So posting pictures of, if you can get just a simple, repeatable prompt that gives you good results every single time, your model with a group of people, and then who would you want to go on a date with, who would you want to marry, it's good engagement bait. So these are a killer trial reel currently. So that's just a bit about trial reels. While you're scrolling normally, keep in mind that you're going to need to be posting at this high volume. So save audios, start saving audios whenever you're saving content. You could save audio. If you go to the audio, you could save the audio itself. So start saving audios, because you want, like, at pretty much every audio that you come across that is half decent, you're going to save, and you want to use, try to mix up your audios for your trial reels. And then never post trial reels to your main page. So even if they start to do well, just keep them as trial reels. And there's one more thing. You can be really sloppy with trial reels because only non-followers see them. So you can, if it's not congruent with your content as far as like the style of content you're going for, don't do anything too out there, because you don't want people who wouldn't actually like your content to then come to your page and then just not like your page. So they're going to hurt your metrics. But like quality wise, if it's kind of not as good as, if it wouldn't be good enough to put on your main page, it's okay to throw out as a trial reel. If it doesn't filter them out and they follow your page anyways, it's fine. It doesn't hurt you. It helps you. So you could be a little loosey-goosey with the content quality on trial reels. And then just one last thing, and then I'm going to be done here rambling. But all of the Instagram terms and rules and policies still apply to trial reels. So do not go get risky with your trial reels. Don't do anything that's more explicit than you would post on your main page. Nothing that is going to, put your account at risk, because as far as the rules and regulations go, all of them still apply to trial reels. So don't be stupid with a trial reel and fuck your account over because of something you posted on a trial reel. So if you need any help with how to keep up with that kind of volume, let me know. Generally, I said I was going to stop rambling, but real fast. Generally, the last thing, the way that I can keep up with high volume posting like this is batching content. So really is as simple as finding like one kind of prompt like this, or one, if you get one image like this in a scene you like, use a prompt like create 9 variations of this image, different poses, same location, no props, something like that. Cute selfies, some posts kind of like this to get, and then use, pump your batch up to 9, and this will use carousel mode, and you'll get 9 images like this. Send it again, retry it. Now you have 18, and that's almost your entire day's worth of content ready to go. So it's not tough, just do it in large batches, and then maybe make a folder on your phone where you just save all of these trial reel things. But it's not hard. It sounds like a lot, but don't make it hard. It's hard if you make it hard. It would be tough to make 20 extra pieces of content every day, but don't make it hard. It's better to have that volume and then just a decent effort like this than it is to just not do it because you're in like paralysis because you're worried about trying to make like 20 genuinely good reels every single day. So hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions. All right, so now you know how to get eyes on your profile. So once you have those eyes, what do? How do you get them over to fan view? How do you make them want to desire your model? Well, on your main feed, you should have mostly really good, really seductive carousels, and then be posting stories every single day to get people to come and subscribe. So starting with carousels, I want to show you, first off, the kind of content you should make should be just a little bit more seductive. And then also you're going to get less interaction. So this is a very high viewed carousel on my profile here, but you can see compared to the reel, the interaction is just not the same. That doesn't mean this isn't effective. It's a different kind of content. You want the carousels on your main feed to be high quality and seductive so that people go to your page and they understand immediately what your page is for and what they're going to see more of if they go to your fan view. And then the link to your fan view could either be a link in your bio or a pinned highlight, which some people believe is a little bit safer. And a pinned highlight can look something like this, where you show your model in kind of a seductive setting and make it seem like she's actually online and they can talk to her there. You should also be posting normal stories like this every other day. The days in between when you're not posting a story link, be posting other original content to your story so that people have a reason to watch your story. If you just post your reels and your carousels to your story every time you post, people are never going to watch your stories because they're going to assume it's the same thing that's already on your profile. So I recommend posting original content to your stories and then mixing in these link call to actions to get people over to your fan view. So once you do get people over to your fan view, we're going to talk about chatting. So first off, why chat at all? Well, here are some screenshots from a document that I send to people who want to work with my chatters on why they should chat. So a lot of people sometimes will have a high subscription price and they'll post pay-per-view content on the wall and then kind of like kick their feet back and relax and just let the money roll in. And it ends up being a very passive income, but you're not making nearly as much as you could. So the alternative is to chat yourself, which is a lot more tedious. You're going to look at a lot of old, wrinkly dicks and balls. So then the alternative to that is to pay somebody else to do it. So you can pay an agency, you can hire your own chatters if you want. Just do whatever you need to chat, because let's look at some of these results. You could see on these really high earning accounts, most of their money is made from messages. We have an account with 14,000 earned, 10,000 is from messages, an account with 157,000 earned, 115,000 of that is from messages, 83,000, 64,000 from messages, only 1,000 on this account from subscriptions. So accounts like this, they probably have a lot of free subscription drives or very low subscription price. I would recommend setting your subscription price at $3.99. It's as low as FanView will let you, and just let the potential chatters roll in and then chat with your model. And then you could see tips as well. Tips are happening within chats as well, so they can be lumped in with that messaging. And then what you're not going to see on any of these accounts is a lot of earnings from posts. So having pay-per-view posts on the wall is an awful idea. What that does is anchors the price. So whenever you're selling in the chats, you can sell the same piece of content for a vastly different price to different people. You send them the first picture for like $15 to $20 and you don't give away too much. If they complain or they don't buy more, then that's that. You send them everything else for 15 or 20 bucks. But if they buy right away and they're happy, the next picture, 40 bucks. The next picture after that, 60, 80, 100. You can sell a single picture for $100 to $200 and people will pay happily. And if you had that picture for sale on your wall for 10 bucks, you would have only gotten 10 bucks for it. So don't anchor your prices way low on your wall when you could be selling in the chats for a lot more. The chats are also where you're going to meet your whales. There are going to be a few people, genuinely, like 3, 4, or 5 people in your account who are going to spend like 80 to 90% of the revenue. These are people who believe they're dating the model. They believe that they are the model's boyfriend, and they're going to send her money for things like her nails, her coffee, her hair, and it's just free money. So if you're not chatting, you're going to miss out on these guys, and it's the easiest money of your life. So definitely chat. Now, when it comes to managing your model as a whole, use your time effectively. So posting is more important than chatting, because if you only chat and never post, those subscribers you do have are going to fade away and you're going to be left with nothing. And then once you do have chatters, posting is more important than micromanaging chats, because if you're just in there watching the chats all day anyways, you're just paying somebody to do something and not saving yourself any time. So as soon as you have chatters, you need to increase your posting. If you're spending 1 hour a day or 2 hours a day chatting and then you hire chatters, those 2 hours need to be replaced with posting and not just become free time. So let's talk about the theory of constraints here. So we have 3 kind of like constraints here. We have Instagram traffic, chatting, and then the money in your pocket. So I guess really 2 constraints. Your money is going to be constrained to whatever the other smallest constraint is. So if your Instagram traffic goes down because you're spending too much time chatting, your money is also going to go down, even though you're still chatting just like you were. And same with chatting. If you are driving tons of traffic, but you're ignoring the chats, you're going to lose money as well. So you need to make sure that as your posting volume increases, your ability to chat also increases, and vice versa, so that everything can go up together. And that's it. So if you want to start for yourself, then this video has covered absolutely everything you need to start building on your own. If you want more help with the tools that I use or help making adult content, which I can't talk about here, the systems I'm using to scale and how to find good VAs, or if you've already started and you just want me to help you make money with your model, which is the whole point of doing this, then my Instagram is in the description. So just follow me there and send me a DM and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I'm also going to keep posting more in-depth breakdowns on this channel as well. So subscribe right now so you don't miss anything. Like the video so you get shown more of my stuff. And then again, my Instagram is always going to be there for you to reach out if you need some help. That's it. Hope this helped.